So, hello everyone. Today, I'm here to provide specific information about the use of Gemini, which so far developed by the Google as AI in response to the Chat GPT. And today, my first topic was quite interesting, which most of the YouTubers they try to find out and try to understand what is to be considered as monetization policy for the content creators. So this video is made for the beginners, those who are willing to make the contents for the YouTube videos, but and same time they would like to know what is called monetization policy. So I have framed 8 specific questions interestingly and asked to Gemini. The version was 2.5 Flash, and Gemini has given very interesting answers to these specific questions. So we'll try to find out how this particular, the approach of understanding the monetization policy is quite important. And I will request those who are watching this video, if you find any particular, mistakes in generating the answers by the Gemini, you can point out in the comment section. So without wasting time, let us quickly we move to the screen of the laptop and try to find out how the answer has been generated, for the questions connected with the YouTube monetization policy. So here the first particular slide which is available here, I have activated the Epic pen here, and I'll go with this particular match. So when I'm going with this specification altogether, so the topic that was given to Gemini, that was on understanding YouTube's monetization policy, and a subheading has been created by the Gemini itself, which I'm highlighting here. Is called a deep dive into how creators earn. So means basically it's for the beginners to understand, because those who are for long time creators are going on in this specific regard, they are already well aware of the fact in this specification. So I'm not basically making this video for them because they already have experience. But yes, if they're having any particular information being found interesting, they can comment, or found any particular information generated by the Gemini not very correct, they are most welcome to give comments in this regard. Okay, now coming to the first question in this specific regard. The first question that was being raised in this specification is about, let me again highlight this portion. This is the question which stands here. What is the YouTube partner program YPP? In short, this is called YPP, and we'll go with this off and on from this specific discussion. And why is it important for monetization? That means without this gateway of YPP, one cannot have monetization at all, even if making good contents for the YouTube. Now from that, what basically the answer has been generated, it's quite interesting in this regard. And if you see here, the answers quite interesting. First of all, it says Gemini has given answer quite interestingly. It generated the answer like the YouTube partner program, that is YPP, is the gateway for creators to monetize their content on the platform. Like this is the particular area which I have highlighted. I can make it little bit further, reduce the size here. And now if I come back with this pen. So the YouTube partner program YPP is the gateway for creators to monetize their content on the platform. This is a very important point which I think should be taken into account. So that means this is a gateway. Without this gateway, definitely we are not having any option for monetization. That means this is something which one should be the part of that. Now, what happens means what the answer was given subsequently by the Gemini is quite interesting here. And if you see here, it says by joining the YPP, creators gain access to various monetization features. Now, these features are already known, but what exactly it includes now given in the next particular part. Let us go with that. It says including ad revenue sharing. That means when your video is running and on your video the ads are coming up, so from that a ratio is being shared by the Google, basically YouTube, to your account. That will be also shared in the subsequent slide what exactly it means to us. Another point is the channel memberships. This again being explained in the last slide here. Another point of making the money is about super chat or super stickers or the merch shelf. Now this is also explained in the last particular slide, so we'll go with that subsequently. But what is the Gemini has mentioned in answering this question is about, it is important because it signifies that a channel meets the YouTube's eligibility criteria and policies. So here this is to be kept in mind that for the purpose of making video, I can make video if they are not, so for qualifying with the findings, I'm like in terms of eligibility criteria or the monetization policy, then those videos will not have any impact on monetization. Means basically no ads will be provided to them. So this is something from the AdSense monetization will be difficult from that particular perspective. And further says like allowing them to directly earn income from their videos and engage with their audience through financial support, that will be difficult, right? This has been said. Now coming back to another important aspect, what Gemini has said finally with this question to a satisfaction, that is very interesting in this specific regard, is about without YPP membership, these direct monetization avenues are unavailable. As we said that YPP, that is YouTube Partner Program, is the gateway for entering into this field. Without that it is not possible, right? Please note that, not possible. So YPP is very important here. All right. So next question which was being raised before the before Gemini 2.5 Flash, that was quite interesting. Again, you will find like question number 2: what are the primary eligibility requirements to join the full YouTube partner program for ad revenue? Now, this is another important area which we have to take into account. So in a way, when we look back to the specification of what is to be considered as a full-time YouTube partner program, means when the contents are made in such a way. So full-time, this partner program has certain requirement that has been answered by Gemini very interestingly. Let us find out that what exactly it says. See, first of all, it says to fully monetize with ads, a channel generally needs to meet two kinds of, this is very important, two kinds of thresholds, key thresholds, right? Now what are those mentioned here? First is 1,000 subscribers, and further says 4,000 valid public watch hours in last 12 months. Now here please note this, a very interesting fact. 1,000 subscribers means it should not be below. However, recently they have made some changes, also will be explained in the subsequent slides. So 1,000 subscribers to become a part of full-time the YouTube partner program, and 4,000 valid so far public watch. Now this is called, one is public, another is watch. That means not private watch. Public watch should be that multiple email from that the people have watched. And why it is called, interestingly, the valid, this has a very interesting term, because there are many organizations which are running now that okay, we'll give you the watch hours, 4,000 watch hours, will give kind of organic subscribers. So be careful about that. As per the YouTube community guideline, simply says that I help you watching your video, you help me watching my video, is no problem at all. But if you're creating fake email IDs, and if yourself is making a business out of that with multiple laptops and the computers, and enhancing the watch hours, because you are enhancing, definitely either you are using the fake email IDs of many, or you are using the paid version of that basically VPN. So these are the specifications, because see, remember that YouTube has its own AI, so definitely they will go with that particular AI, and after that verification, they will go for manual verification also. So accordingly, it's very much possible that they will find out what is going on. So it should not happen, which might happen for others also, but it should not happen that one has taken the help of this kind of organizations and ultimately landing in trouble. That should not happen. That's why I mentioned about. But the second question answer is quite interesting, which we have to find out here once more. And this valid, one should be careful about that. And another important part, one should not be like, okay, last 7 days or last 12 days. You have to mention last 1 year, your watch hour should be 4,000. That is being suggested here. Okay. Now, here another part being added, which we have to take into account, is about shorts videos. Like, YouTube has started shorts views. So for that, it has given another important aspect for short, 10 million valid public short views in last 90 days, which clearly means that you must have the short videos which must have 1 crore views for last 3 months. That means 90 days. This is quite challenging, I believe, so far. But there are content creators who make this very successful. I really surprised how, in fact, it is possible, but they are definitely making that. Yes. Another part was answered also of this question by Gemini is about, additionally, what you can find out, creators must adhere to all YouTube channel monetization policies. Channel monetization policies, basically what are those? Will be clear in the subsequent slides. Means basically what kind of content that you should create should also come in this specific under this policy. Okay, another important part is about basically have no active community guidelines strike. As I said just now, community guidelines are very important here. Enable 2-step verification for their Google account. Like after receiving the AdSense, you must have certain code that is also required, and link with an active AdSense for YouTube account. So this is something being given. But now what happens here, this is very important, that these criteria ensure creators are building. Now here is very important part, which I change a color, engaged and compliant audience. Now if you go with this specification altogether, what we could find out that when the YouTube is requesting you to follow the guidelines, community guidelines or monetization policy, that means there are certain requirements which as a content creator I should follow. And first part is that how you are making the video which is engaging, like a suspense movie. When you are watching it, you can't move your eyes, because if you move your eyes, you will find like something has missed, right? Valid part. And at the same time, compliant audience, that means basically the content that you're creating for a particular audience, you should keep in mind that those audience are also coming and watching your videos, right? So these are the areas which being so far answered in this specific second question by Gemini. Coming back to the third question. Now what this particular third question being answered, let me come back with that once more. Third question was, are there different tiers for joining the YouTube partner program? Now the Gemini has answered very interestingly. Let us find out what is that. It says first is about yes. It says yes, there are different tiers. YouTube has introduced an expanded YPP with 2 tiers. There are 2 tiers. The first one, low tier, allows creators to access fun. This is called very important term. I'm changing this particular color now. Fun funding features like channel memberships, super chats, and super thanks, which is called super stickers also otherwise. And for this, what you need is very interesting. You need, for this channel, a channel needs 500 subscribers, okay, and 3 public uploads in last 3 months, that is 90 days, and either 3000, that is what is called valid public watch hours in the last 12 months, or 3 million valid public short views in the last 90 days. So in a way, when we are speaking in this specific regard, we have this approach available so far from this particular differentiation. So earlier was 4,000 watchers, now it is going 3,000. Earlier was 1,000 subscribers, now it has come to 500. Similarly, when you had 10 million views for shorts for last 90 days, now it has come down to 3 million views in shorts. So these are important aspects which we have to keep in mind, that a new policy has been given. So the first is the lower tier, you can find out this. The second is the higher tier. Now this is, again I'm coming back with the yellow color. The second one is the higher tier. The higher tier means, again, to get the full ad revenue sharing, that means proper financial benefit, again you have to go back with the previous one. That is what is called that the 1000 subscribers for the traditional long form videos, and also 4000 valid public watch hours of those videos which are uploaded for last 12 months. So this has been given categorically in this specific regard. Now coming back to the fourth question. This fourth question is again very interesting one. It says, what type of contents are considered advertiser friendly by YouTube's monetization policy? Why we say so is also important in this regard. See, the policies demand that you should make content, but those content should not under any circumstances violate these policies, and that is why it has been taken into account. So advertiser friendly means when the advertisement is coming to a channel, means they are finding that your video is valid, and accordingly this particular content has many ads. You'll find in YouTube channels there are many videos which are having multiple ads. So from that perspective also, this question was raised before the Gemini, and Gemini has answered very interestingly. What it says, let us find out. I'm going with this pink color here. So when we go with the advertiser friendly, right? So this advertiser friendly content generally means content that is suitable for all audiences, right? So it's for kids good, it's for like adults good, it's for aged person, they are all good, and does not contain sensitive themes. Now what is called sensitive themes been given categorically here. This includes content free from excessive profanity, that means abusive language and harsh language, abusive language which is absolutely not acceptable in the normal society kind of things. Again, violence perspective or sexually suggestive material, again, which definitely enjoys a taboo altogether. Adult themes, harmful or dangerous acts, hateful content, or drug related content, which definitely gives antithesis to the normal society. So these are factors which are again not acceptable, in terms of monetization policy in the YouTube. So one should prepare the content keeping in mind what type of content I'm preparing. Okay. Another part which is available here, that while some mature content may be allowed, it often receives limited or no ads. Yes, because see, ad to be given, it is definitely coming through the Google channel. That means they will find out only those videos which are matching with the guideline. For them, they will release the ads. So unless you get ads, so means revenue sharing is not possible. The 55% of revenue that will be blocked because of the content. So therefore we should be careful what content we are preparing, right? And finally, what it says, the question's answer is, YouTube aims to ensure brands advertise alongside content that aligns with their values and does not negatively impact their image. So it makes it very clear that the brand which definitely will choose a video, and also video will choose those brands which are compatible to each other, and that exactly is the purpose being mentioned here, right? So coming to the fifth question, again once more, find out the fifth question which was asked to the Gemini regarding understanding the YouTube monetization policy. The question was, how does YouTube handle copyright and intellectual property in relation to monetization? The answer is so far given very interestingly. So let us find out what the answer has been given. YouTube has a strict this particular copyright policy, right? To monetize, content must be original, very important, and creators must have necessary rights and permission to use any copyrighted material. So this is something which we have to keep in mind, that whenever we are making any video, we should not take those videos for which we have not received any consent. Consent is a very important part. In contract also we find that both the parties have given consent. So consent means definitely when you are going to purchase an air ticket, definitely the airplane, the company has already given consent that if you purchase a ticket, you can obviously go inside and sit. Okay. So same way, when you are using somebody else material, you must have necessary permission for that. Now if you are not having those permission and if you are using still, what could happen? That also mentioned by the subsequent line. So if we go back with the content ID system, automatically identifies copyrighted content, and copyright holders can claim revenue from video using their material. See, YouTube has its own policy. It's called content ID system. So content ID system will anyway determine whether this content being taken from other videos or this is your original content. So if the content ID system determines something which is absolutely negative to your video, it's going to be very dangerous. Why? Because the original content holder can definitely claim the revenue sharing from you. So can you imagine that from whatever the benefit you are making, you are also going to share that benefit with others. And at the same time, there is a possibility, if suppose you are not sharing your revenue, there is a possibility or have the video removed, right? But repeated copyright strike can lead to demonetization. This is a very important gray area. And channel termination also, for your channel finally being deleted. So sometimes we find in the YouTube videos, okay, my channel has become demonetized. Some channels we find people are crying saying my channel has been deleted. So obviously it does not happen automatically. There are reasons behind. Yeah, if something has happened wrongfully, there is a possibility that you can definitely bring those particular relief while making an application to the YouTube. They will provide you the help in this regard, right? So therefore, finally, what we could find out, that the creators must ensure that they own or are licensed to use all elements within their video to avoid issues. Now, from this, we move to the question number 6. And when you go with the question number 6 here, we'll find out what exactly type of question was raised before the Gemini. Interestingly, Gemini was faced by a question: what happens if a channel violates YouTube's community guidelines and monetization policy? So this was the question when we speak about that, and this question so far being raised before the Gemini, and Gemini started answering in a different form. It says the violating community guidelines can result in what are those strikes leading to temporary or permanent restriction on uploading. That is one way. It's called basically a kind of punishment to the creator. And at the same time, when we are going with issue, so there will be restriction on live streaming, monetization. So these are all by way of punishment only, right? So one will not have access to live streaming, or there will be no scope for monetization and so on and so forth. So monetization policy violates can lead to demonetization, meaning the channel loses its ability to earn revenue. The channel itself, remember, it's not one video, it's complete channel will go. Severe or repeated violation can result in permanent removal from the YouTube partner program, even channel termination, right? So the answer was given quite interestingly, and you see the last line answer being given by Gemini. YouTube's review team regularly checks, this point is very, very important, see, regularly checks channels and content found to be in violation with either have ads limited, removed, or the channel may be entirely demonetized. So you have to be very much careful here that this particular line is very important here, that the concerned the YouTube team is dedicated team which is sitting there. It has own AI, and you can understand the capabilities of AI also. Human can make mistakes, but AI will not. Regularly checks these particular issues in this specific regard. So these are important features which we have taken into account. Finally, when we are coming back from the 6th to 7th question, this 7th question so far again being raised before the Gemini, and Gemini has answered this question. So let me quickly come back what the question was. The question was that how is ad revenue shared between YouTube and creators, particularly for shorts. Now in this specific regard, let us find out what the answer has been given. So answer has been given in different form altogether. See, for traditional long-term videos, please note this one very carefully, what is called sharing. For traditional long-term videos, YouTube generally shares 55% of the ad. So if suppose 100 rupees ad, 55 rupees will go to the account of channel holder, right? And at the same time, YouTube will keep only 48%. If you come back with the for shorts video, the revenue sharing mode is different here. What is that? So ad revenue from the short feed is pooled and portion is allocated to a creator pool. From this pool, creator receives 45% of the revenue. Okay? But there is another important aspect, that regardless of whether music was used or not. See, in shorts videos, music are provided by the YouTube, and itself these music are licensed. So for license, there should be some price to be borne by the content creator. So in that regard, what has been suggested, like this particular model accounts for music licensing cost. Okay, so the 10% is 55%. Instead of that, only 45% being given. The remaining percent, what happens? Percentage goes for the purpose of bearing the cost for music, even if you have not used those music in your shorts, right? So this makes it very clear. Now coming to the last slide, that is slide number 8. This is quite interesting. As I said, like, what is called channel membership, what is called, let me come back with that. What is called channel membership, okay? What is called super chat and super stickers. Then basically what is called the this merch shelf, or again what is exactly YouTube premium revenue. These all so far, as I said, like in the first slide, if you come back with the first slide here, see monetization features and so on and so forth, in channel membership. So this again being answered finally, because I said when we were discussing first particular question. So Gemini has given a detailed meaning now. In this regard, you will find like what exactly they are being meant for. So the question which was raised before the Gemini, this question 8 speaks about, besides ads, what other monetization features are available through the YouTube partner program. Now the answer being given, let me go back with this particular approach. Beyond traditional ad revenue, YPP members can have access several other monetization features. One is channel membership. Viewers pay a monthly fee for exclusive perks. See, there are many channels in the YouTube. You will find the button will come up like join, and join means you are accepting with payment of some fees. And there are YouTube channels will find like the thumbnail is available, video is available, but you can't run that. It is mentioned only for the members. This is exactly one of the ways to look into. The next part is about super chats and super stickers. Now what it says, viewers pay to highlight their message during live stream and premieres. So this is the viewers, they get their message highlight or super thanks highlight. So for that they also bear some cost for that. So this is possible only during the live streaming or premieres. Okay. Another part is the merch shelf. Now what is that? Allows creators to display and sell their branded merchandise directly on their channel. Now you will find many channels who are selling their own product, like cups, like like shirts, like clothes, okay, like pens. Many important products are available with their signature, with their logo, channel logo, who are quite popular in that regard. And people, those who watch their channel, they are having fascination of buying their products. This is another way of raising the fund by the channel holders. Finally, we come back here with these YouTube Premier revenue. Now there are many channels where you will find like YouTube Premium channels being purchased by the viewers, and these channels are not having any advertisement. So a portion of this revenue ultimately accumulated, and a portion of which is being shared by the YouTube to those particular channels who are being viewed by the persons who are having YouTube Premium facilities. So this is another important area. So please try to understand that those YouTube viewers who are watching through the YouTube Premium version, only those particular fees will be shared by the YouTube content creator. So it's very specific. Suppose if I am YouTube Premium facility I'm having in my channel, so I will only get those particular channels, and from those channels the whatever the amount I'm paying will be shared with these channel holders. That is one way of looking into. So this is something which we had to cover it under the title, that is the title which was being generated again by the Gemini. Remember, it's not ChatGPT, it's Gemini altogether. So this particular slide being prepared by Gemini again, and the title what we discussed today is understanding YouTube's monetization policy. I believe like this has given a lot of specific information in this regard, and also we have to keep in mind that there might be possibility of having some information which are not exactly correct or partly correct, so which you may find out, and if you find anything as such, you can write in the comments. So in my next video I will try to correct those particular findings so far, because with be it ChatGPT or the Gemini, they always take a disclaimer that the information provided may not be sometimes there might be mistakes, so may not be very correct, so please double check or cross check. So that exactly we find. So for today that's all. We'll have some other day some other topic for which a great discussion will come up. Thank you again for joining this particular channel. Thank you everyone.